We're inside the beautiful Our Bistro on Massachusetts Avenue. Chef Regina, thank you for inviting us in today.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Your restaurant is lovely. Tell me a little bit about the decor and why it's very modern, very sleek, but very warm.
Yes. I think the brick wall helps with that. And when I first saw the space, it obviously was an old caster construction type place. So that we had to have a lot of work, and my architect just talked to me and I guess got to know my style, and he's a fairly contemporary architect, and so I guess working together he was able to come up with this, so I'm really quite pleased, definitely.
And speaking of style, tell us about your menu, because it really has a style that is definitely you, which is very unique and wonderful.
Contemporary American,
yeah.
And I change my menu every week. And I think that that's good because then I can utilize what's in season, and if I see something in a book or a magazine or something that piques my interest, then I just go on and try it. And I don't do that, oh, let's try something a whole lot and tweak it out before I put it on the menu, which maybe is not the way for chefs, but it seems to work, and people seem to be pleased with what they're getting here.
You're also very pro-Indiana and
yes.
Local. Mm-hmm. Grow local, eat local, support local farmers.
Mm-hmm. And I think that came from the fact that I was living in the UK for 4 years before I moved here, and saw that in different countries that I visited, as well as in that country, they used the food that was surrounding them. And I thought, well, that's probably the way of the world, maybe not the way of the United States, but the way of the world, and I'm interested in using what is here in Indiana, and it's a farming state, so they have to have a lot of produce, different meats and that kind of thing. I don't know, I don't think they have any fishes, but, and I still use things from other areas of the country. It's not that I am so narrow that I only stay here in Indiana. But I was able to source out a place to get pork as well as lamb, and I've been going to the farmer's market to get vegetables and then fruit for the summer, and so yeah, it's worked out well.
What's it like being a female chef in Indianapolis? There aren't enough of them, we know that.
No, oh, I think it's fine. I actually was just out with a women's group last night, Women Chefs and Restaurateurs, and so there are several female chefs here in the area that you can, and owners, I guess, that you can, I can talk to and chit-chat with. So there are some out there, and I think that this business is so hard to network because we're so busy working in our kitchens that we don't have time to get out. But I think there are lots of female chefs out there that it's just a matter of getting to know who's who and where to find them.
Well, I think you'll be inspiring many more. And speaking of getting busy, we're going to go into your kitchen, and you're going to create a couple of dishes for us today. What are you going to make for us today?
Today we're going to have Indiana lamb from Stanley Poe, who's a friend of mine who's been supplying me with lamb since I opened about 15 months ago. And we're going to have loin of lamb, and it's going to be with a pesto mash and grilled vegetables and a little au jus. And then we're also going to have an Indiana stuffed tomato, and it's going to be stuffed with a Cobb salad.
Beautiful.
So that'll be very pretty.
Well, let's go get busy then.
Okay.
Thanks. Now, Regina's going to give us a lesson in lamb, and this is some beautiful Indiana lamb from
yes.
Stanley Poe Farms.
Mm-hmm. And what this is this is the entire loin. And normally I think in restaurants you have rack of lamb, that kind of thing, and that is the loin, but I get this so that when I get it to come in delivered, there's no bone on it, and then I trim it out so it's perfectly smooth, there's no fat.
It's really lean, isn't it?
It's very lean. It's kind of like the sirloin portion of the lamb. Usually, out of one whole loin, I can get 4 portions. And I'll season it. This is just a little plain oil and salt and pepper. I usually don't use much other seasoning than that. And
because the lamb has such a nice flavor to it, doesn't it?
Yes, and I feel like the surrounding vegetables and starch that you have with the plate should bring out, they should have their own flavors and stand out. And the meat is important, but I don't think let's let it stand on its own as well.
It's kind of the star of the plate, and the accompaniments around it help kind of bring out the flavors in it as well too.
Yeah.
And you're going to do this on a grill then, correct?
Yes.
Chef Regina quickly sears the lamb on both sides and grills some seasonal vegetables to serve alongside the dish. dish number 2 is a Cobb salad like I've never seen before. Regina, tell me about this.
Well, you know, when you're in the kitchen coming up with new ideas, Thomas and I were talking, my sous chef, and he recommended this combination, and I thought it was wonderful. We used it as one of our restaurant items, and it worked out very well. So I'm just using a bed of romaine leaves that are tossed with red wine vinaigrette. And then in here I have some poached off chicken, bacon, corn, and pine nuts that have been toasted.
Wow.
To that, which is kind of fairly classic, to that I'm going to add some avocado.
Beautiful avocado. And look at the colors in this. This is lovely.
Hard-boiled egg. And I have just some really good dressing that is kind of...
Now, is this kind of a staple on the menu then?
No, it isn't. This was just kind of a one-time we tried it to see what it would be like, and it was successful. So we'll probably run it again before the summer's over, because I think it utilizes, you know, corn and tomatoes and all the things that are summery.
And this would be something somebody at home could make really easily
definitely.
too, couldn't they? Great way to use up that leftover chicken and that kind of thing that you have from the night. And look at this beautiful presentation in this tomato. Now, did you blanch that tomato before or anything?
No, just cored it out and just took it from there. And then you can have some of it spill out over the side, so it gives it a little more color. There we go.
And it's beautiful. Wow. And there's our lovely Indiana-inspired summer salad. Aha, and here comes Thomas, your sous chef, and look at how beautiful. Wow. This is gorgeous, Regina, and look at that lovely salad. Thank you, Thomas.
Oh, no, my pleasure.
And look at all these colors just come together in the different flavors and textures. And now, tell us what you've added to the lamb here. We can see our lamb and our vegetables again.
Yes, but we have some mashed potato with a little pesto in it. And then this is sweet potato that we've deep fried very quickly, thinly cut. And then that's a little, what do I want to call that? Sweet potato straw and au jus that it's
And look
dipped
at our lamb once again is beautiful and pink in the center, which is just the way that we want it. We'll try it with a little of the mashed potatoes and everything. Give it a little taste here. It's very mild.
And very tender.
Very tender. It's literally melting in my mouth. Nice little crunch off of the sweet potatoes and the wonderful mashed potatoes underneath. Beautiful color plate. Another great dish from the kitchen of our bistro. Thank you for letting us come into the kitchen with you today.
Well, good.
Bon
Thank
appetit.
You. Yes, bon appetit.